time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason calls so you spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Good morning, happy Monday. It is the KVJ Show. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Good? You have good weekends?
Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Great. I love Mondays.
You do?
Love
I do
that.
too.
I was having a dream this morning that I overslept for work. And then so I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh, damn, I did oversleep. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I only like 10 minutes, but still, it was in my dream. I was like, it was 6:30 and I wasn't at work yet. Like, it was late.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my phone and it was like 10 minutes after I normally wake up, but it was weird.
That's some Nightmare on Elm Street kind of stuff right there. You're dreaming and then it comes true.
I was dreaming about what was really happening.
Huh.
What?
How about that?
Whoa.
Interesting. Break that down. Did you guys do anything that was crazy or exciting this weekend?
No.
No?
I did not.
Nothing at all, huh?
I had the most boring home improvement driven weekend. I painted a wall. We put in a screen door. I painted baseboards. I just did a bunch of grown-up boring stuff.
Really? Okay. Well, sounds productive at least.
It was.
Okay.
I had a lot of little things happen. I had an impromptu jam session. I went over to my boy Bigfoot's house.
Okay.
And then there was some musicians there, and we just started jamming out together for an hour or so.
Really?
That
Look
was
at you,
fun.
huh?
I went shopping with Virginia and Rocco in the morning on Saturday.
You did?
That was fun.
What'd you go shopping for?
Just food.
Yeah, okay.
Healthy food.
Ah.
We went and we picked out stuff that's like, not processed.
Okay. I
Not full of
gotcha.
sugars.
All right.
And stuff like that.
The October cleanse.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then me and Denny's cleaned out our costume closet this weekend, which was awful. It was bad, man.
Yeah.
But we got the new closet organized, ready to go.
Wow.
Nice.
But make no mistake, that was a nightmare of a job to
I
do
can
on a
imagine,
Sunday.
yeah.
Oh, it's
I can imagine.
it was so bad.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Okay, well, there you go.
Good news, though. Found Lana's nurse outfit. That's
Great.
good stuff. Found
That's
her
great.
wig.
Oh, wow.
Because that girl loves Halloween.
Loves it.
Okay.
Found so many costumes we bought from 8 or 9, or I bought from 9 years ago.
Yeah.
that we might be able to use again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good time of year to be doing
I
costumes.
found a Trump mask that we bought.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever used it because we realized it was politically motivated.
Really? What would make you say that?
We never used it. That was money well spent.
Okay. All right. Well, we're back at it here on a Monday. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. If you'd like to dial us up. Are we going on KVJ TV today? Is everything all good? Okay. All right. Weird stuff. Yeah, you never know. Mine's not pulling up for some reason, but it's there.
Don't you hate that?
I got
You're
worried.
trying to look at it and you can't find it. It's not there.
It's very odd, but Suits gives me the thumbs up that it is there. So go check it out. We're on KVJ TV right now.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, the paparazzi is always watching, especially when you're out on the street making out with a comedian. It looks like Kristin Cavallari was photographed over the weekend. Now, she's freshly single, but what comedian was she making out with?
A-lister?
I'd say C-lister.
Okay.
She's definitely dating down.
Well, she's a C-lister, too.
I don't know. She's probably a B-lister. Compared to this guy,
All right.
I'll tell you what's going on with her coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, Van Halen music streams were surging over the weekend. Streams of Van Halen's catalog increased by over 1,300%. Mm-hmm. The top 5 most streamed songs. Anybody want to take a guess? Top 5 Van Halen most streamed songs.
Jump.
Jump was number 1. Good job.
Hot
Yeah.
for Teacher.
Hot for Teacher was in there. It was number 4.
Panama.
Panama was number 2.
Birds on a roll.
Right Now.
right now was not top 5.
I'm out. I don't know if I know any more Van Halen song.
Hey, talking about love?
I don't have that one. That one's
Should
not.
be.
I agree.
Are they the ones that sang "Any Way You Want It"? That's the way you.
No, that's Journey.
So that's not on the list.
How insulting to Eddie Van Halen. I mean, how dare you?
Unchained, no.
No.
Mean Streets, no.
No.
Are you naming hits?
He is.
Okay, I don't know if I know them.
Yeah, it's, there's Van Halen's weird in a sense where you've got like the songs that I think diehard Van Halen fans would probably love, and then what this is the people who are surface Van Halen fans.
Fringe.
Yes.
Yeah. They had the ones you guys named, and then also Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Eruption.
Eruption.
Chat room gave it to me. I
Yep.
cannot take it.
Eruption is also in there, so
All
there
right.
you go. And your boy Jack White dedicated his Saturday Night Live performance to Eddie Van Halen.
Jack White can play some 6 strings, my friend.
Yeah,
And he
he's
said
good.
he wouldn't even try to play a Van Halen song. He said he wouldn't try to insult Eddie that way because Eddie was so amazing. He wasn't going to try to interpret what Eddie did. He just used like one of Eddie's like signature guitars.
The tapping.
One of his guitar, the actual guitar.
Well, it was sent to him. It was one of a tribute guitars that was made by Eddie, and Eddie had sent to him.
Oh,
so
cool. Okay.
And he put a picture of it on social and said, "I dedicate my performance to Eddie." He did one of his own songs, but didn't. It was a cobalt blue designed model that was designed after Eddie Van Halen.
Cool. All right.
And finally here, Kristin Cavallari was out and about on the streets of Chicago, and I guess the paparazzi saw her very smiley and giggly and hugging all over this guy, definitely like kissy faced with him. They figured out that it was comedian Jeff Dye. Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay, so
C-lister.
C-lister, right? I mean,
I feel
compared
like-
to her.
I think she's a. Do you see her as a C-lister too, Kev?
Well, I think her reality show that she had with her now ex-husband, I think that actually had done well. And a lot of people like that. I think that elevated her status. I would put her to B.
Okay.
Yeah, I would too. I'd put him at a C- or a D. So, Jeff, hold on to that. You're definitely dating out of your league.
I mean, people know who he is. Some people do.
This is the first guy that she's been spotted out and about with since her very public divorce from Jay Cutler. So, she is back in the game, and that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, last night, the Miami Heat trying to keep it going. Friday night was what a great game Friday was, as they were able to beat the LA Lakers. And hey, it was tough because they were down 3-2. They had to win out to even have any kind of hope, but the LA Lakers just a little bit too much for the Miami Heat last night, and they get the win in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and LeBron gets his 4th championship last night.
Final seconds here in this NBA season. And that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers conquer the bubble, and banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters.
Wow, 17 for the Lakers.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Last one since Kobe was with them.
They're approaching New York Yankees status.
Yeah, they're kind of that level for NBA. The Lakers, Celtics, they've got all those championships. LeBron now has 4, and it's about time that somebody starts giving LeBron James just a little bit of respect.
Of course, the Finals MVP trophy, as you just said, is named after Bill Russell. And I have a feeling that this Finals MVP is going to have a trophy named after him one day. The Finals MVP is LeBron James.
That means a lot to represent this franchise. I told Jeannie when I came here that I was going to put this franchise back in a position where it belongs. For me to be a part of such a historical franchise is it's an unbelievable feeling, not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, for the coaches, for the trainers, everybody that's here. We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wanted his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
That's right. No one's giving LeBron James any respect.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
What the hell is he and Taylor Swift talking about? They're respected across the globe.
They're the most respected.
You could not, if you wrote out a whole plan about how to be respected in life,
Yes.
you would follow their whole schedule to a T.
Yes. The only thing I can think of is he's still referring to the comparisons with Michael Jordan.
Oh,
and
come
that might be
on. It's over.
Yes, that's his respect. So Jordan still has more NBA championships at 6 than LeBron does at 4. But yeah, LeBron's, I guess we're finding out just now that he's pretty good at basketball. So 4 championships for him. Got to give a little bit of RESPECT to the Miami Dolphins yesterday. Did you see that? They blew out the San Francisco 49ers 43-17.
Yeah, good for the Dolphins.
How about that? Ryan Fitzpatrick, little Fitz magic at 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. That was pretty cool. The Dolphins are 2-3, likely going to be 3-3 after they whoop up on the Jets this Sunday at Hard Rock. So good for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they're still in the division with the Bills, and the Bills are really, really good this year. So
the Bills' schedule is all topsy-turvy. They got my panda on an emotional roller coaster.
Isn't that every season, though? I feel like that's every season.
No. They're winning a lot, so this is good.
So the heartache is only going to be that much bigger.
They were supposed to play a game this week, but the COVID messing it all up.
yeah, got bumped to Tuesday, I believe.
I don't think it's happening on Tuesday now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
got
wow.
bumped again.
Again. Yeah, that's 2020 for you. It's crazy. A lot
That
of
is
games are getting bumped.
2020, buh.
Yeah, you got to stay up to the minute because
You
it's
do.
changing.
It really is.
Unfortunately, the Miami Hurricanes game with Clemson wasn't canceled for COVID on Saturday. That happened, and it didn't happen. They got whooped 42-17. The Florida Gators, they lost to Texas A&M, and they play your LSU Tigers this Saturday in the Swamp. And the Gators coach, Dan Mullen, he was so upset that they lost to Texas A&M. And there were seemingly a lot of people in the stands at the Texas A&M game, and you didn't see a lot of social distancing going on, and he noticed that. And so he's putting out a call that he wants to pack the Swamp this Saturday, full capacity.
It was a great day of football, great atmosphere out there. Crowd was certainly a factor in the game. I will certainly say that. I know our governor passed that rule, so certainly, hopefully, the university administration decides to let us pack the Swamp.
You're saying 90? You want to see 90,000?
Absolutely want to see 90,000 in the Swamp last year. I don't think the section behind our bench, I didn't see an empty seat. It was packed. The entire student section, must have been 50,000 people behind our bench going crazy. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully that creates a home field advantage for us next week because now we've passed a law in our state that we can do that.
Okay, so there you go. Pack the Swamp on Saturday, baby. 90,000+.
And it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed.
I haven't heard the green light yet, but Dan Mullen, the coach, would like to see an absolutely full stadium on Saturday.
Guarantee you it's packed.
Gators will win that game.
Yeah, LSU is terrible this year.
LSU is struggling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got all new players.
All new players, all new coaches.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. So there you go. So they're not doing very well. Oh, and I didn't want to forget Florida State got whooped on Saturday too. So there you go. Yeah, not great for all the Florida college. The only good news was FAU didn't play. All right, yeah.
Go Owls!
Go Owls. They avoided the big L on Saturday. So there you go.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
I was having a conversation with our sweet Denny's, and we were talking Halloween candy. I put this list in our chat room about a week ago. Tell me what you guys think. This is the top 5 worst candies somebody can give you at Halloween if you're a kid.
Okay.
Number 5, Good and Plenty. I think they are terrible. When you get them, you're like, oh, come on, dude, what are you doing?
Good and Plenty tastes like medicine.
It tastes just like medicine.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Don't give those out.
Don't.
In fact, you're really disrespecting Halloween. I get that it's free candy, but it's really a free insult is what you're giving. Number 4, I think these are so whack. Tootsie Rolls. There's so many of them. I think they're a low-budget chocolate.
It's a It's a poser chocolate. It looks like it could be chocolate, but then it's like a trick.
And even the worse than the regular chocolate ones are the one where they started getting all like lime Tootsie Rolls. Those are disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the vanilla ones.
I'm not a fan.
Those vanilla cream ones are so good.
It just doesn't taste right in the mouth. It's almost a waxy.
Yeah.
You know?
And they look like cat turds.
They look like cat turds.
Yeah.
Number 3, Fireballs. Not the shot drink, Virginia.
Oh, if someone gives me Fireball on Halloween, I'm giving them a knuckle bump.
The balls, the candy, the Fireballs, those are awful for Halloween.
Like the ones that are big?
Yeah, the ball ones.
Yeah.
You break a tooth when you want to finally chew it.
Yeah.
You have to suck on that thing for so long.
I'm not a fan of cinnamon candy.
Amen. Number 2, and this is really kind of all bubble gum, but double bubble gum or a bazooka bubble gum. It's weak. It's weak.
The bubble gum that gives you about 4 seconds of flavor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it leads the league in powder.
Yes.
You have powder on your fingers.
What is that? What is that gum powder?
I think it's candy poison.
It's a workout for your jaw.
It is.
Yes.
You're right. Double bubble gum and the Fireball. Very good workout for your jaw. And then number 1, coming in real strong, real hot, candy corn. Can I get an amen on that?
Never. Amen. I love candy corn. I hung up lights in my house this weekend. They're little candy corn lights. Oh, they make me so happy.
It's such a polarizing candy. People either hate it or love it.
I have it out in a dish. I have it celebrated. We love the candy corn.
Candy corn outside of a bag that's just left in a bowl, it starts to sweat a little bit, and you can get hair on it. Candy corn. I'm out.
Hair on it.
If you get hair on your candy corn, you're doing it wrong.
Well, we had a lot of animals growing up.
What are you dipping in the candy bowl?
I'm just saying, we had a lot of people, we had a lot of hair, a lot of animals. It's going to get under candy corn.
It sounds so gross.
So gross. So disgusting.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
So yesterday, I got spun around a little bit. Having a teenage daughter, they spin you a lot. You got to be on your toes. So she's going out on the boat with her friend, and she goes, well, Mom, it's like a Sunday because we don't have school. It's like a Saturday because we don't have school tomorrow. I'm like, wait, what? We don't have school tomorrow? Because I had been texting with Rocco's teacher.
Yeah.
And I know that he's got school today. And she's telling me yesterday now, I don't have school on Monday, Mom. And I'm like, is this a trick? So, yeah, Palm Beach County, no school today in observance of Columbus Day. But Martin County obviously hates Columbus. They're in school today. Explain that.
It is very confusing. Yeah, I've got the same thing. My son is not going to school, and my wife is a teacher, and she is.
It's very confusing. Oh, so you're back on dad duty today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what that means? We get out of work early.
Yeah, but I got to go home and do virtual kindergarten. Ugh, terrible.
I called Virginia over the weekend, and she was in the middle of doing
virtual kindergarten.
And she sounded like she needed a drink.
Yeah, every parent at home, just if you're doing virtual school with your kids, you're allowed to drink. They can't stop you. You do it.
I would say get a strong buzz. Don't get hammered, but a strong buzz, okay?
Put it in a coffee cup and say F it.
Just got to make sure you don't go past 4 wines, I think.
That's
past 4.
Cut yourself off at 3.
Okay.
If you're doing
it's
virtual
good to show that
school.
restraint.
But no one can tell you can't have a couple. Please, you deserve them. You've earned them.
I personally think teachers are getting hammered.
They should. If they're in their
During
house.
school?
If they're in their house, I think they should be allowed to have a couple too.
I'm just hearing some things, Kev.
No, I hear you. No, it is. In fact, women, they say, is the group leading the heavy drinkers. Heavy drinking for women is up 41% during the pandemic.
The country feels drunk.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think so.
I have the weight of the world on me as the person who takes care of the house. I do most of the cleaning, cooking. I do most of the laundry. I do most of all that. And so with everybody in the house all the time, extra trash, extra dishes, extra clothes, extra everything, it's the weight of the world on us, the moms that are doing it. So we should be allowed to drink all day, every day.
Okay.
No one's saying you
Virginia's
can't.
spoken.
Yeah, no one's saying you
Tell
can't.
me I can't. Don't try to take my wine. I will throat punch you.
Make no mistake about it, though. Columbus Day, Politically motivated.
Oh, it totally is.
Big time.
Yeah.
If you're celebrating or if you're not, it means something.
Politically motivated.
I thought it got canceled in 2020,
I
but
thought it got canceled.
I can't keep track. I need that updated list of what is and what isn't canceled.
I heard Bill Burr got canceled over the
Bill
weekend.
Burr got canceled over the weekend because he did a very politically incorrect
Somebody on Twitter
monologue.
Somebody on Twitter canceled Bill Burr, and I looked at their Twitter account, and I'm not kidding you. They had 33 followers. I'm like, you can't even cancel your phone bill.
Who's Bill Burr?
He's a comedian.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
I don't know who
And
that
you do
is.
the dirt?
I don't know who
He's
that is.
arguably one of the biggest comedians in the world.
I don't know him.
I should know a lot about pop culture.
He must not be that funny.
Oh my! So this Dave. Who's Dave Chappelle?
I know who Dave Chappelle is.
Yeah, no, he got a lot of, from the people that are wound a little tight, brush back. But he kind of went through the list and hit about everything you could. The gay people are upset with him today, and white girls are upset with him, and Trump fans are upset with him.
The people that were actually the most mad on Twitter were the white women.
Yeah.
That's who he called out.
Yeah, because he said they jumped into the woke movement.
Yes.
Yeah. Jumped right over that fence, got right in there, yeah. So if you like to be offended, you'd love his SNL monologue.
Well, the thing is, the people that offended, they probably are like Virginia and have never heard his act before. He's been doing this for 25 years.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he's used to getting people mad.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
He does not care that he's being canceled today. He's okay with it. The thing that I'm wondering about, because, it is such a sensitive environment, and I don't know anymore, what is what, but I was shopping around for some new shirts online, and, the Canes had a big game against Clemson, and I am a Canes fan. I do like the Miami Hurricanes, and so I found a couple. I'm on their mailing list for whatever reason. I saw a couple really cool shirts, and I told my wife, I'm like, oh, I want to get these, and I showed them to her, and one of them, she's like, you can't wear that, and I'm like, why can't I wear that? It was one, have you seen this? Because they'll do this with a lot of the Miami teams. They have it for the Heat. It said Los Hurricanes, LOS. She's like, you're a gringo. She's like, gringos aren't allowed to wear the a Spanish shirt. She's like, Spanish people are going to look at you and be going, he's a gringo. You can't wear that. She said, that's out of line for you. Yeah. And I'm like going, she's like, if you want to look dorky and dumb and have like Hispanic people like look at you like crazy, like what's the gringo doing in the Los Hurricane shirt?
You look dorky and dumb, but you won't be offensive.
Right. I think that was kind of more it. It's not necessarily offensive. She's just like going, that's dorky to have a gringo wearing a Los shirt. You can't wear that. I'm like going, but I'm trying to learn Spanish.
She doesn't think it's offensive?
It's not offensive.
Okay,
yeah, my wife doesn't get into that whole PC thing. She doesn't care. She's more about, are you dorky or not dorky?
But would she be okay if it was a regular Heat? Or if it was a regular without the Los?
Yeah, she's just saying that the Los part, gringos, looks like you're trying too hard.
I get what she's saying.
Right.
She is kind of steering you correct. Your wife is a Hispanic woman trying to help you out.
I know.
And she's kind of right.
So I was kind of curious.
Kevin, you're so white.
I know. So I was kind of curious for our Hispanics out there. What happens if you see a gringo wearing a Los Hurricane shirt? Are you going, oh, man, dorky gringo?
He's just trying to fit in. I mean, this is a man who's also taken Spanish lessons to speak Spanish.
Right.
Like, you want to be in the club.
I do.
You're not doing it to offend.
No.
You're doing it to respect.
Sure, absolutely. But she's like, that's so dorky. She's like,
come off dorky.
Well, and then on top of it, she gets on me because I like to wear jerseys. And she's like, dude, she's like, stop. Like, she's like, only dorks wear jerseys. She's like, so you're going to go with jerseys and you're going to wear a Los Hurricane. She's like, I'm trying to help you out.
I think you're doing nothing wrong, and I think the Queen and Virginia are set off on this one.
Okay, so I'm just trying to ask my Hispanics out there. You see a gringo in a Los Hurricane shirt, you're going, oh, what a tool.
I don't think he is.
He's just trying.
Yeah.
He loves
What
the
a tool.
Hispanic culture.
I do.
He tried to marry into it.
I did.
That's
I
how
love
much
it.
he loves it.
You know, I love what you Hispanics got going on.
I think you're all overthinking this one.
Okay. Bird thinks it's overthinking. Hispanics, what do you say? That's what I need to know. 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. Can gringos wear Los shirts? Hit us up here on the KVJ Show. Okay, so I'm trying to get a ruling on this because pretty much every South Florida sports franchise does it. I know the Heat had done it on their jerseys, Los Heat. I saw a shirt for Los Hurricanes, and I was like, oh, I want to get that. I told my wife, I'm like, well, I want to get that shirt. It's very cool. And she's like, Gringos shouldn't wear that shirt. She's like, you don't look so dorky. I'm like, I'm a fan of the Canes, and I'm like, it's got Los. I'm learning Spanish. I'm like, it's everything I want. She's like, no. She's like, trust me, Hispanics will look at you and be going, oh man, that Gringo's just trying too hard.
The Queen's wrong on this one.
I think the Queen's right on this one.
I'm sorry, retraction. The Queen and Virginia is wrong on this one.
She's trying to help you out.
Don't overthink it, dude. It's a shirt. You'll be fine.
It is overthinking it. He's right about that part, but... She's, as your wife, it's her job to make sure you don't look stupid and reflect poorly on the family when you're out and about.
Virginia's way over the top with that.
She's going to be oversensitive about stuff like that. And I believe it is taking it too far, because if you love the shirt, wear the shirt. Who cares?
Yeah.
But a certain percentage of Hispanic people will look at you and go, he's trying really hard.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. So because she's like, trust me. She's like, Hispanics are going to look at you and they're going to be like,
not every Hispanic will think that.
And who gives a frog's fat ass if a small percentage of people doesn't like what you're wearing?
I'm just trying to see if she's right, because that's only what my question is. So are a majority of Hispanics going to walk by and be like, look at the Gringo in the low shirt. How cute. Okay, so here's some of the comments that came in. One said, Gringos wearing a Los shirt is like when white people celebrate Cinco de Mayo and Mexicans don't. It's when white people say Taco Tuesday when the Hispanics don't even know where that came from. So that's what they're saying, is this is Gringos cultural appropriation possibly in that text, is what they're saying.
So
there.
what?
But it's showing love, so I don't think we should ever poo-poo on showing love.
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin's doing it from a sweet place. Taco Tuesday is from a sweet place.
So Taco Tuesday's now a wrong thing to say? Give me a break.
If you would have worn a Mexican jersey or in a Hispanic jersey, you would actually get good compliments and eyebrows being raised. But wearing something with Los, not happening. So those are some of the comments that came in. They agree with the Mexican queen on that, my wife. Somebody else said, I'm a Hurricanes fan, and dude, your wife is lost. Do you know how many people have that shirt? That Los Hurricane shirt is a very popular shirt, Gringos included. Ain't nobody saying anything to anybody about that.
I don't think it matters, Kev. You're good. This Hispanic is giving you permission.
Okay.
What are you doing? You're saying that, or you're reading that?
I'm reading this from the chat room.
Oh, okay.
It's not disrespectful, Kevin.
Okay.
It's a shirt, Kevin.
I'll do a poll on the KVJ Twitter, and I'll let the Hispanic sound off.
On Twitter?
See what they say.
On Twitter, they're going to cancel you.
Okay. Well, right now I just got comments going on here.
They're not going to cancel you.
It's a joke.
It's funny, though. I mean, it's funny to see and that's the opinion you want. You want the Hispanic people that are going to giggle under their breath.
Yes. Be like, oh, man, what a dork. Look at the dude in the Los Hurricane shirt. That's just what I'm curious. What they're going to say, because I'm telling my wife, I'm like, no, they're not. She's like, you don't know. She's like, you're a Gringo.
Oh.
The Queen's wrong.
And somebody
You're a Gringo, too.
I don't care.
But he knows.
I'm just telling you.
He knows what Gringos think.
No, I'm telling you in my gut what it feels like, and you're overthinking it.
But you don't got no Gringo gut.
So?
You got Italian gut.
I have a human gut. I have a human being gut, and you're fine.
The question is, will a percentage of Hispanic people giggle at you? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. Would Hispanic people look at a Gringo wearing a Los Hurricane shirt and be like, dork?
Not all of them, but you will get some.
How many?
Dork.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll put that up on our Twitter. You can go sound off, my Hispanic friends. Somebody said, Kev, do what you want. The Queen wears dinner plate-sized sunglasses.
That's true.
Yes.
Good point.
Yes.
Dinner plate.
So
That's a good point.
What are we doing here? Why are you taking any kind of fashion advice from that?
It's time to gain some knowledge. You learn more here than you would in college. We're the smartest radio station. We are the leaders in education. Is it truth? Is it lies? Kevin's the host. He's got beady eyes. Fact or fiction?
Okay, today is Columbus Day.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Are you about to quiz us on Columbus Day?
Yeah, I am.
Because we just got nervous.
Yeah.
Oh.
You should.
This is where we look stupid again.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting. 2020 and everything that had happened with the protests, there's definitely a new awakening in America. And so where is Columbus Day sitting and standing here? And will it be a holiday much longer? I don't even know. I know that's a big debate. There's a new survey that found that 32% of people say that Christopher Columbus is more of a hero, while 40% say he's more of a villain.
All I know is when they did the Columbus episode in The Sopranos, it was the worst episode of the entire series. They were in the middle of a great plot, and then all of a sudden they dropped this weird Columbus episode in the middle of a season.
Really?
And you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
this is not good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a good episode.
Okay, so the episode, it wasn't anything about Columbus Day, it made it a bad episode?
Well, the whole thing was about Columbus Day, which made it
Yeah.
a bad episode because it completely detracted from the entire storyline. It was almost like they had to put it in there.
It's one of those weird side, kind of like the Fly episode that happened on Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
where
it
it's
didn't
like,
make
what's
any
the point of
sense.
this? Why did we
Yes.
just spend a whole episode on this? I got you. Okay. So how much do you know about Columbus Day? Virginia didn't even know that one of her kids was going to school and one wasn't today. So
That'll throw you for a loop.
yeah,
Like,
there's
wait, what?
a lot of confusion about Columbus Day here.
But you're staying home. You're going to wear it. What?
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about this? Fact or fiction I got for you. We'll start with you, Virginia. Fact or fiction, Columbus Day is celebrated on Christopher Columbus's birthday, which that is today. What do you think? Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Gonna go fiction on that? Yes, you're correct. Yeah, on October 12th, 1492 was the day that they spotted land and arrived in the Bahamas thinking that it was Asia. So how smart are they anyway? Well, you knew, oh boy, we're lost, man. I thought we were in Asia.
In their defense, they didn't
You're
have
right.
the GPS.
That's true. That's true. All right, fact or fiction here, Jay Bird. After taking 3 ships on his first trip to America, Columbus brought 17 on his second.
That is such fiction.
Such fiction. No, that's true. Yeah, he's like, this place is great.
It's time to party.
They got condos on the beach. He's like, it's fantastic. I went to this place called Hedonism. It was beautiful. All right, what do you think about this, Virginia? Fact or fiction? What is now the United States was Christopher Columbus's favorite place in the entire New World? Fact or fiction?
Favorite place? I'm going to say fiction.
Gotta go fiction? Yes. Look at you, perfect score. Yeah, he actually never even set foot in what is now the mainland United States. He went to some islands in the Caribbean and hit the coasts of South and Central America, but he never made it to mainland U.S.
Huh.
So he's never been in America.
Learning.
I know.
I'll never remember it. By 10 o'clock, you ask me that again. I'll retain it.
I know.
Every hour on the hour, we can play this game and blow it.
I'll give you different answers every time.
All right, Jay Bird, Christopher Columbus, fact or fiction? He crossed the Atlantic Ocean 3 times total. Fact or fiction?
I mean, everybody knows that. It's definitely fact.
What?
It's fact.
It's fact.
Damn.
Have we got one right?
You're so wrong.
Yeah. The real answer is 10.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
10, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, in fact, he actually took 2 trips dead. His remains were moved from Spain to the Dominican Republic in 1542, then back to Spain in 1899 because they're like going, get him out of here.
What?
Yeah.
2 trips dead?
Yeah.
That's some weird stuff.
One to the Dominican, one be like, nope, get him back. Yeah, we don't want him.
I'm learning more forgettable facts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think about this? Fact or fiction, Virginia? In his later years, Christopher Columbus came to believe that the world was actually not round, but pear-shaped. He's like, yeah, actually, no, I don't believe that at all. He's one of those, not flat
Pear-shaped?
earthers. He's a pear-shaped earther.
Pear-earther?
Yeah. What do you think? Is that fact or fiction?
Sounds wonky.
That sounds real. That sounds like some Ralston wonkiness.
Mm-hmm.
But just wonky enough to be true. I'm going to say fact.
You're going to say fact?
No way.
I want it to be true.
It's true. Yep, Christopher Columbus, as he died, he insisted that the earth was pear-shaped.
Oh, my gosh. I did not know that.
I need it.
I need it, too.
Yeah. And finally here, Bird, fact or fiction, it costs more to buy a new car than it did for Christopher Columbus to take his 3 trips to the New World.
I mean, it has to be fact. They probably paid in oats and...
Oats?
Oats and, I don't know, nuts.
They had to go to royalty in Spain.
I will say this feels right. So I'm going to go against it. Fiction.
You're going to go fiction. Perfect score of awful.
Man, you sucked hard.
Isn't he Italian?
Yeah.
I'm the worst Italian.
You are a disgrace to your race.
I am.
I'm like, if anyone was favored to win this, it would be the Italian who got none right. He just got hit again, like on Friday into Saturday with Category 2 after, just a couple weeks before?
Yeah, Hurricane Laura, exactly 6 weeks before, rocked the same area.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think they've had 6 storms in that same area.
That is insane.
6.
It will. I think it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with the population in that area. Just because of the one interview that I saw on TV, and they were talking to a couple of residents, and not there's a couple residents at Make, but the 2 that they had on said, "We're done, we're out," and that was after the last hurricane. That was when I saw that interview, and that was before this one. I can't even imagine what they were saying if 2 to 3 weeks ago after the last hurricane, they're like, "We're out of here," and then 2 weeks later you get hit with another one. Even if it was a Cat 2, we know that a Cat 2, when you're already dealing with the remnants of blue tarps and all that kind of stuff and the mess of not having power, and then you get hit again, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, and Lake Charles, they didn't have power for 20 days, so they just got it back on a couple weeks ago, and then bam, they get hit with Hurricane Delta.
So has scientists said why they think it keeps getting hit? Is it the stream or something?
That's politically motivated.
Well, I guess you're right. You're right. Climate's politically motivated.
Climate change, Jay Bird. It just depends on which side of the coin you flip.
But you really can't argue what side you're on. If the storms keep hitting that same area, something odd. Either it's cursed,
and you can't argue that there's double the storms we normally have. That's just real.
Yeah, they are. I think a lot of people are saying, yeah. I mean, the oceans are warmer, and you can look at the temperatures and things like that, and so it's increasing. I think the frequency and also the intensity of what is going on. And,
Hurricane love a warm storm.
Yeah, they do.
They love warm water.
Yeah, and we were looking at that in the After the Show podcast on Friday about what places are getting hit most. And in the hurricane era, since they started tracking them, Florida is number 1 with 120 direct hits that the state has taken. So, but we do have a big state. So just to say that Florida got hit, we have that where Jacksonville or Tampa gets hit and we don't feel anything.
Well, we should get hit. I mean, we are a peninsula sticking out into where the hurricanes come.
Yeah.
We should get hit the most.
But the next you were talking about, that kind of coastal area with Texas and that's the second most frequent to get hit. And then the Carolinas being third to what we saw. So they're saying, okay, what do we do? Because we are trying to figure out what is the people living on the planet can do to minimize some of the effects of these storms. And I was reading this article about somebody's idea to come up with a bubble curtain.
Wait, what?
I love it.
A bubble curtain?
I want to hear this pitch.
Now, it is kind of weird. What it is a bubble curtain is a series of perforated pipes that use compressed air to bubble deep, cold ocean water up to the surface, trying to cut off the warmer water near the top. So apparently there's colder water down below. If you can somehow raise that water to the top, then even dropping the surface temperature from 87 degrees to 80 degrees could make a big difference in how big some of these storms get, is what they're talking about. Now, they say the technology could be just a few years away, and it's just one of about 3 or 4 different things they're thinking about doing. Somebody's actually talking about taking an actual curtain and trying to lay it over the ocean floor, so that there's no fuel. That's what it is. The ocean provides the fuel for these hurricanes.
Interesting concepts.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it does work. Now, some researchers are saying this bubble curtain stands little chance of working.
Good luck against Mother Nature. She has a way of...
But they are back to the drawing board kind of thing, trying to see what they can do because...
You got to.
Yeah, they do. And the cost on any of these things is going to be significant. They say that a fixed bubble curtain that would have a permanent place basically in the ocean, about $500 million. But if you did a mobile curtain that would go behind a boat or something like that, that's about $100 to $300 million a year is what you would pay to do the bubble curtain that way to try to get the cooler water up to the top. They still say, even though with that cost, though, because Hurricane Laura that hit Louisiana in August, they say that damage is going to be $8 to $12 billion. So they say the cost of a bubble curtain or bubble curtains, and that might be the way to start fighting it, is you'd send these boats out there to try to kick some of the cooler water up. And they say if you get the storm when it's smaller too, it's not so wide. So they would go out there probably even off the coast of Africa and try to, as these storms are trying to build and get strength, the path of it would be colder water, so it wouldn't be able to get that big.
Hey, this is how we have advancements technologically, by trying stuff out. I don't think it's a crazy idea.
How shocked would you be if you found out that just a percentage of the hurricanes were controlled by people? They were man-made. Would that shock you beyond belief, or you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like Al Roker sitting in a lab.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out he's like making
Right.
them
Not Al Roker.
and maniacally laughing.
But maybe someone in the government, you find out like 3 hurricanes were from the government. Do you completely lose all faith in the government, or?
It would be shocking, and my first question would be like, how? How do you turn on a hurricane?
Well, I mean, only they would know.
Well, you show it some cleavage and you say, hey, you want some of this?
I love hurricane jokes.
So could I get a Los Hurricane shirt if it wasn't about the team?
Totally.
When they hit the Yucatan, which this one did, I think Los Hurricane applies.
Yes. Okay, we'll see. I did get another text. Somebody said, as a former Miami Heat employee and a Latina, the Los Heat jerseys are for Hispanic night. The jersey is more like an homage to the Hispanic culture. So buy it, especially being a Florida resident. You're rocking your town, gringo or not.
I
So
love it.
I
Great
do
answer.
Too. Yes. I
Great
will,
answer.
Take that home to the Mexican queen.
Side note, Patrick in the chat room does have a good point back to the weather real quick. He said they do have weather machines. They do have weather that can produce some types of weather. You can't, they have,
Really?
yes.
How does that work?
I don't know how it works. I just know that they have them.
Okay, fascinating.
Telling you, y'all need to look at Al Roker.
He did get quite defensive when I asked him about weather control.
Yeah, he did. And he got very pissy with you. And I didn't appreciate that. You don't talk to anybody in my team like that, Al Roker.
Only she can talk to people on her team like that.
Right.
Exactly.
That's my God-given right. You step off. Got a birthday to bring up for you today. Hugh Jackman is turning 52 years old. You talk about the jack of all trades. That guy can do everything. He can sing and dance and act.
He seems like a good dude,
Yeah,
too.
he does. Absolutely. Always root for Hugh Jackman. So happy birthday to him. Also, happy 10th birthday to my baby girl, Elise. She's so sweet, kind, and caring, and we love her so much. Love Mommy, Bruddy, Nanny, Daddy, Nene, and Sophie. Also, we want to wish our daughter Payson a happy 13th birthday. Love Mama, Dada, and Baylor. Payson would love either a birthday chant or a French birthday serenade from V. Laura sent that in.
We need it.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you, Pesson. Happy birthday to you, Pesson. Happy birthday, dear Pesson. Happy birthday to you.
Very nice.
I really feel like you should talk that way for real. Drop the Cajun thing and just go strictly with the French act.
All the time, huh?
I love it.
Okay. Well, I think our conversation about me wanting to get dorky shirts earlier inspired this email that just came in. It says, want to get your guys' take on this. I got scolded by my 15-year-old daughter yesterday for showing too much skin. I saw the FedEx guy pull up to deliver a package that I was very excited about getting and had to sign for. So I sprung to the door to wait. I didn't really think that I wasn't wearing a shirt. It didn't really consider or be a consideration for something I was looking at. And then I jump up there. So here I am shirtless, a 6'4" man, 280 pounds, very hairy chest. Most ladies would not likely say it's a pretty sight.
Aww.
My daughter was, quote, so dead and couldn't believe it. This has to be normal for delivery people, right?
Wait, she was completely shirtless?
It's a dude.
Oh, a guy. Okay.
Yes. Is it inappropriate? I'm sure delivery people have seen much worse.
Much worse.
Yes.
I think as a dude, shirtless, yeah, you're hairy. Yeah, you're not rocking the body you wish you were, but who cares?
Tell your daughter to go clean her room.
Yeah, kids are embarrassed by anything.
Absolutely.
If I sneeze in public, everybody's like, oh, Mom, Like, come on.
It's amazing just how sensitive your teenage kids get.
Get over it, kid. You know what? The more embarrassed you get, the louder and obnoxious I get.
Get over
in
it.
public.
In fact, I'd like to hear from parents. How have you embarrassed your teen this week? Because the reasons how and why are so ridiculous that you're like, come on. You need to get over yourself. But they are so mortified by your presence.
Were you embarrassed by your parents back in the day?
Yes, but I feel like I had a reason to be. I feel like my parents earned it.
What did they do? What was the thing that made you so mortified?
Well, we'd be driving along and have a car full of friends, and you would have two different towns, and it would be like, how many miles to that town? And my dad would be like, hey, guys, look at that. Logan's beating Athens 24-10. People are like, what's he talking about? I'm like, it looks like a scoreboard. And my dad's like, he did that joke every time. And I knew on the road, I would actually encourage him to drive another way so we didn't have to see that sign, because every single time we went by that sign, I'd be like, well, here comes the joke.
I love your dad's material.
Yeah.
I do too. It's funny.
So that was what my parents would do.
Did your mom do anything to embarrass you?
Mom, not as much. Dad was really good. Dad actually used to also pick me up on his bicycle and put me in the basket in the front seat. And he would pull up and he had a bell on his bike. And so we'd be on the playground and you heard ding, 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 ding. You're like, my friends would be like, oh, look who's coming. And here would be my dad rolling up on his bike, and he'd just be like, hey, Kevin. He'd grab me and pick me up and plop me down into that basket, it was a wire basket, and it was so uncomfortable.
Just like E.T.
Oh, yeah, just like E.T. And the way my dad would pedal with me in the basket, and my friends were like, oh, my God.
So that one's a little bit tougher to deal with. Him putting you in the basket.
See, I feel like I really, truly had reason to be embarrassed.
That's a good one.
Okay, so what have you done? You can sound off, parents, 877-979-WRMF. Okay, how you are embarrassing your kids. Talk about just, how sensitive kids are to your embarrassment. Just, so mortifying. Virginia, you got a teenage daughter right now, so I'm sure about everything that you do is embarrassing to her.
Everything.
Yeah.
Does she get on you about stuff you say on the air? Not like the crazy, insane things you say, but when you talk too much about her?
Sometimes. She's like the queen. You never know what's going to be sensitive and what's not. Something you think should make her upset, it doesn't. And then things that you just said in passing, she's like, all upset.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be me over here, and I can't help if you're mad.
Well, I know in my junior high days, my dad loved dad jokes, and he was just a cringy, yuck comedian. And so he was always trying his latest material out on my friends.
Yeah, when I first started dating, my dad would do this thing where he'd act like a rapper. It's like, okay, Big Papa's in the house. Okay, all right, homie, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? No.
Homie.
Somebody texted and said, yeah, my dad used to wear fake Bubba nasty teeth and pull up to the toll booth operator and would put them in and hand them to the person. My dad had those fake teeth too. He loved those. Yeah, he would always be popping those. Remember the Billy Bob teeth that they were big like in the 90s?
Fake teeth and the rubber vomit were two of the favorite dad props.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could put together a dad joke kit. Like you could order this thing and it would have the Billy Bob teeth in there and everything that a dad needs to pull off some cringy jokes.
The plastic dog poo.
Yes, you'd have all that.
That
kind
one
of stuff
actually
in there.
looks pretty good.
That is good.
The dog poo, they've got
dog
advanced
poo I like.
in years.
Yeah, dog poo I like. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, my 11-year-old gets so embarrassed when you just have a normal conversation around him while he's playing Xbox Live. As soon as you walk into the room, he'll mute the mic so fast. And I wondered that because my son, I think, is doing that too. And I'm wondering why, because I hear him up there talking to his friends, and then all of a sudden he acts real weird when you walk up to where he's playing.
Well, also, too, you can't have the parents talking in the background. It just doesn't look or sound cool.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably a big thing is you mute the mic so that, heaven forbid, you can hear my parents talking.
There's this one video on YouTube where this kid, he's probably 19 or 20, so he's older, and his mom comes into the room, barges, and yells at him for being up too late. And you could tell it's real because he looks like he's humiliated. He's like, all right, Mom, okay, Mom. And he's like trying to mute.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to mute.
I'm sure that is because all I hear is my wife is always screaming at him about like, come on, do your homework. And it's got to be.
Yeah, the mom is, you've been at this for 18 hours. You got to go to bed.
Yeah.
You got to get a job.
So I'm sure that kids are wearing out the mute button on their Xbox Live. And she said that what I'll do is so when I walk away, I'll wait till I know when he's probably unmuted it. And then I'll say something really embarrassing.
That's how you do it.
On purpose, yeah.
Yeah. I'll usually let his friends know that he farted and it reeks. So.
Oh, that's messed up. Because what if he's talking with a girl?
Right.
Not cool, Dad.
Could be. Girls are gamers too.
I wouldn't do the fart thing. That's too mean.
Yeah. Okay. Some fun stuff. Anything else you want to add to it? You can hit us up 877-979-WRMF 877-979-9763. Somebody said, I don't think it's because teens are sensitive. I think it's because they're becoming more judgmental and aware of what others think. I would say there is a universal thing where I know when I was a kid, you were always worried about being embarrassed. I definitely know that today. So
yeah,
I think
kids get embarrassed by their parents.
Yeah, I agree. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got a round of Think Fast. It is Monday. Hopefully you guys got your mind turned on. Ooh. Okay, let's see who's ready for it.
That was a crusty woo.
That was a
Monday
woo.
Somebody get that girl a drink.
Sound like a sick owl.
Dried out.
Wow. And I don't mean like OWL, I mean AL, like a sick guy named Al. Just, all right, Think Fast. It's coming up next.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to KVJShow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show. On 97.9 WRMF.
All right, here we go. Think Fast on a Monday morning. We got Virginia, Jaybird, and Denny's in here to compete today. All right, all right. Let's see how well you guys can do thinking fast.
Is the witch the champ?
Yep.
Isn't she always?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of winner.
Yeah. All right, let's see if she can hold on here. Okay, first up, think fast. Something associated with Halloween that starts with the letter G.
Ghost.
Oh, wow.
Two in it.
See why she's the champ?
I want it too bad.
I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. I'm decorating at a very high rate this year.
You are? Okay.
It is going off.
I think a lot of people are. I think people are looking for ways just to celebrate anything.
I'm hanging stuff in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I
people-
mean, I've lost my mind.
My neighborhood's going full gorilla more than it has in the last 2 or 3 years. I think
People want joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need joy.
You gotta
I
make
want
up
some.
for it, yeah.
I want some happy around my house. I want a festive, colorful. I got lights. Oh yeah,
We got
I've
a
lost
joy
it.
deficit in 2020. You need to start making up for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll just say this as a little plug, Walmart has very affordable Halloween decorations. Most of my stuff either came from Walmart or the dollar store.
Huh. Wow.
I mean, you couldn't look any more witchy today. She's got a great witch dress on. You have one of those witch necklaces on.
Turquoise.
Yeah, it should have one of the like lights coming out of it.
This is witchy?
Yeah, you look like a witch.
I'm witchy. I didn't even know it.
How about that, huh? All right, what about this? Think fast. Virginia up 1-zip. Something everyone has a picture of on their phone starting with the letter F.
Friends!
Family.
Oh. I'll go with Bird with friends. That works. Absolutely. Friends and family. The one would have worked, but Bird was first.
He was good.
He was thinking fast.
Some of us doesn't have family that live local.
Damn. They're all dead.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
jeez. Wow. Well, we just...
See, she really is a witch. Only a witch would say something so horrific.
Yeah.
Why do you rip on my dog now who's blind?
I wouldn't encourage her.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh.
Wow.
That's...
That was so mean. It was funny.
Yeah. If only she knew who Bill Burr was, she's like him.
Yeah.
Am I?
Okay, next up. Think fast. A brand of running shoes starting with the letter P.
Puma!
All right, Bird. Yeah. Jumping into the
Don't
lead.
fire up this bird. Whoa.
Okay, he's got the lead on Virginia now 2-1.
Look at this.
Think fast. Something you don't want to see in your backyard starting with the letter P.
People that you don't know.
I mean, he's right.
He is right.
Okay, all right.
People you don't know would be disconcerting.
Even people in general.
People who have machetes. Okay, yeah. All right. A python, that would work.
Oh,
geez.
python.
Yeah, okay. All right, next up here, Bird with a commanding lead, 3-1 now on Virginia.
Damn, Bird.
Denny's,
Yeah.
you don't get this, you're out. Okay, a reason people get fired that starts with the letter L.
Losers.
What'd you say, Virginia? Losers?
Because they're losers.
Hey, Bird, what'd you say?
Love making. You love making on the boss's desk, you're fired.
Suits. Who you give the point to? I'll let you decide, Virginia or Jaybird, or does neither one get one? He's saying no. Denny's, you got something?
Being late?
There you go. All right. Let's keep Denny's alive. Yeah, that's a good one. That's kind of what we're looking
Yeah.
for. Being late. Very nice, Denny's.
Just like that answer was.
Okay, next up here, think fast. Something with a stripe that starts with the letter T.
Tail.
Tail?
Animals have striped tails.
Yeah, foxes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Kevin doesn't like it.
I don't love it, but I'll give it to you.
I couldn't think of anything
I
else
can't
because I
think
just
of
started going
anything.
through all the animals that have striped tails. I'm like, no, a horse doesn't have a striped tail. Does a rhino have a tail?
Fox.
Tiger?
Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger's got it. Okay, Virginia's got 2 here. Denny's is done.
Oh.
Bird, you win with 1.
Sweet Denny's.
Yeah. Okay, next up, think fast. Something your dog can do that you shouldn't, starting with the letter L.
Lick your balls. Oh.
No.
Sorry.
First part was good enough. You didn't have to put the second part in there.
Sorry, I react.
Yeah. Okay.
So tell us about when your dog licks your balls. Is it your balls or his balls?
I don't know. I think I've said too much.
You didn't say too much. We'll give you a point, oddly enough. Yeah, lick is good.
You win,
You
but
could've
no
stopped
one
there.
wins.
Could have stopped there. Okay, it is all tied at 3.
Oh my
Whoever gets this wins. Think fast.
It's tied. All right.
It is tied. All right, 3 apiece. Next up. Something your kid might hide in her room starting with the letter C.
Coins.
What'd you say, Virginia?
Coins.
Coins? And you said cockroaches?
Cockroaches. You don't want to hide those things.
Kid hides money, coins.
I'm going to say no on both. Give me a better answer.
Candy.
Well, can we do a different?
No. Virginia, I'll give it to you with candy, I guess. Yeah, 'cause your kid hides candy.
Corpse. Jaybird said corpse.
Wow, your kid is advanced if your kid is hiding dead bodies. Cigarettes would work. Cocaine.
Oh, geez.
Hopefully your kid's not hiding cocaine.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, but you never know. Okay. All right, Virginia, you get to stay the champ.
Evil wins again. Gosh,
Yeah.
what a Sith Lord.
It's tough to beat evil. All right, do you need to call out some evil here? What?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
I thought I
you
already
sound like you want to speak.
I think
He's disputing the score.
Well, you said I only had 1 to win, and then I got it, and then you said we were tied. So, and the chat room's backing me up.
I don't know. Suits, did I mess up the score? I was writing down the marks. I could have spoken incorrectly, but yeah, I think if you go back and count the score, I think
you
it was
always
4
questioning
Virginia,
Kevin?
3 for
Look,
Jaybird.
When that many
I'll
people,
have Suits go back and check because it means so much.
it does mean for some of us who don't have families, yeah, we
Okay.
want to win.
Suits, I'll have you go back and do a point check just to make sure. Got to make sure we get this stuff right here.
Oh, Burn, stop bitching. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bitch if it's about the win. I want this W.
Okay. Now we'll make sure the score is right there.
Thank you.
All right, who do you need to call out? You can let us know. Start getting those in here. 877-979-WRMF.
I'm calling out Bird for being a bitch.
I'm calling you out for being a witch.
The bitch
The
and
bitch and
witch.
the witch.
There
Hey,
you go.
coming back soon to a podcast near you.
Yep. All right. Yes, we've done a recount, which we often do in Florida, and Jaybird is the actual winner here today. I think one of your answers threw me off the mark a little bit. So
I apologize.
that's all right.
You rocked, Kevin.
Hey,
That's
did.
the
It's like-
danger of that game. When you ask us just to blurt out stuff that comes to our head.
Oh, I know. Yes. You never know what
rocked
you're
the
going to
rig.
get.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So Bird has dethroned Virginia and is the champ.
You can put that on my head if you'd like, Virginia.
What?
The new hat or
The cap?
The cap. Yeah.
Sure, I'll place it on your head. No problem.
Ooh, painful.
She's such a bad guy wrestler.
Yeah. Couple call them out starting to roll in here as well, other than mine. Roberto from Coral Springs is actually calling out the Miami Heat for not even putting up a fight against the Lakers last night, just letting them take it. They put up a great fight on Friday. The Miami Heat, honestly, for everything to say, the fact that they went through and beat like the Milwaukee Bucks, who was the number 1 seed in the East, and doing what they did, I thought was really impressive. Jimmy Butler for the Miami Heat said, look, we're not done. They're a very young team. They got so many players under the age of 25. They will be back, the Miami Heat, and in the offseason, they might be able to pick up an extra piece, too, to make them even more competitive.
How badly did they get spanked in the finals, the last game?
Last night, the final score of the game, it was, a rather convincing Lakers win, but the final score last night was 106-93. So they lost by 13 in Game 6. But, the Lakers were full power. They had all their big stars in there, and, they got LeBron James. And he dialed it up.
And you said, they were a dominant team.
Yeah.
And when they won that game that they won, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was shocking that they were able to do that.
They've got 2 massive superstars on their team. And, the Heat have Jimmy Butler, who is very solid. He is a great piece and turned into an unbelievable leader. But, that was the thing that I loved about the Heat is they were a bunch of just, kind of young, no-name players, and they did what they did. I thought it was a great season. I thought the Heat had a great season. I think the Marlins had a great season. Theirs ended as well.
Those
on
Braves,
Friday.
I tell you.
Yeah. And, boy, the Yankees. Watch them on Friday. Yankees fans can't be happy. Giancarlo Stanton, who we used to have in Miami?
Yeah, he's so cute.
He got up about him. Just give me 10 seconds for a baseball thing. He stood up there. There were 3 outs left, and he just watched a third pitch strike right down the middle. And I'm like, dude, Giancarlo.
He's probably thinking something else. You got fooled. It happens.
You got 2 strikes, dude.
I know you got to protect.
They're paying you a ton of money.
I know, Kevin.
I couldn't believe it. It was right down the middle. He was just like nonchalant, like, oh well. Just walked off and started counting money on the bench. So there you go.
Dang.
Would you rather have him go, no, I'm dismissed?
Yes. You needed to be upset with yourself.
Hey, do what Wade Boggs did when the Red Sox lost back in the day. Start crying on TV.
It's the end of your year. Swing the dang bat, Giancarlo.
That happens sometimes in baseball, Virginia.
He froze.
You get paralyzed for some reason.
And another Florida team, the Rays, are doing great. They won Game 1 against the Houston Astros last night in the ALCS 2-1.
Beat them cheaters, Rays. Beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, you're not a fan.
Don't get me started about
Bird
the Astros.
calls out the Astros every week.
I really don't. But I'm going to start. I need to call them out more.
Get them.
Yeah.
I like Passion Bird.
Houston Astros actually made me like the Yankees. I used to hate the Yankees. Now I can't stand the Astros. They're my number 1.
I love it. Tell them.
Somebody calling out a stupid 18 to 20-year-old that at the last minute bullied his way into the turning lane to US 1 and Cove Road in Martin County because he thinks that, you own the road and my husband has a brand new truck. Ended up hitting your quarter panel. So they're very upset. So luckily he could buff it out. But she said, thankfully, my husband didn't kill him. But yeah, there's a lot of terrible drivers out there. That'll drive you insane.
You listening, Virginia?
Yeah.
I'm in here. I'm not driving, so the roads are safe.
Mm-hmm. I would like to call out FSU for making our graduation virtual, even though they have no issues holding football games.
Dang. They got a point.
They do have a point.
You can play a football game, but you can't graduate? Don't make sense.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the weird things going on now. And if the Florida Gators football coach Dan Mullen has his way, the swamp will be packed with 90,000 plus people on Saturday.
That's a great clip. Because was that a reporter that was almost kind of challenging him? Is that a press conference?
This is right after the game, and they lost at the last second. They were ranked number 4 at the time. They're playing the number 21 team in the country. And the number 21 team beat them they were at their place. And I was looking in the crowd at football games this weekend. I'm like, there's no way that's only a quarter full. And I was looking at this game, and Dan Mullen, the Gators coach, was contesting that, saying, Look, I'm not doing an exact head count, but I turned around behind me and it was packed. The stadium was packed, and it made a difference in this game.
You can tell he's a little pissy.
He's not happy.
It was a great day of football, great atmosphere out there. Crowd was certainly a factor in the game. I will certainly say that. I know our governor passed that rule, so certainly, hopefully, the university administration decides to let us pack the swamp.
You're saying 90? You want to see 90,000?
Absolutely want to see 90,000 in the swamp last year. I don't think the section behind our bench, I didn't see an empty seat. It was packed. The entire student section, must have been 50,000 people behind our bench going crazy. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully that creates a home field advantage for us next week, because now we've passed a law in our state that we can do that.
There you go. So he's calling for 90,000 plus in the swamp in Gainesville this Saturday.
Someone sounds like they're over Corona. Like,
wow.
just over it. I want our fans in here.
Well, when you start losing football games and he feels like the fan was a factor, and people are looking around and they're saying, why do they have that many people in the stadium? Why can they not have people in the stadium? It's the whole thing that has gone on with the entire pandemic. Inconsistencies. And okay, so wait a minute. Because for instance, I'm a Big Ten fan and I'm watching a Notre Dame game and they got all kinds of people in the stands in Indiana. And the Big Ten has 2 teams in Indiana. I'm like, well, so that pocket of Indiana doesn't have COVID, but the other places in Indiana has apparently major swaths of COVID.
It's weird how that works, isn't it?
You're just like, I can't figure this COVID thing out.
COVID doesn't go to college. No, it doesn't go to college campuses.
Yeah.
It's not spreading like wildfire.
Well, there are
through fraternities and sororities.
There are some news places that say, "Oh, COVID's not." Yeah, it doesn't go into these kind of buildings. What? How does COVID know these? How do they know?
I'm so confused. I don't understand any of this. Somebody else we're calling out says, I'm calling out my association's maintenance crew that cut the trees. They trimmed the trees all in front of my house, and then they left the branches on my front lawn for 2 weeks before they finally came to pick them up yesterday, and now all the grass in my front lawn is dead. You guys suck.
Damn, that sucks.
Yes. Uh-huh. I'm calling out my old roommate. Her dog bit my 18-month-old son in the face, and she refused to take any responsibility for it. She's only worried about the animal care and control coming and taking her dog.
Oh, gosh.
Never mind my kid's face.
That's a mess. That's one of the situations where both parties have to be #be cool, and it sounds like that's not happening.
That is tough. When you talk about friends, I've seen a lot of friendships get very testy when they were friends before, then they had kids, and then something happens with the kid. All of a sudden you have new allegiances, and you're a lot more loyal to your kid than you are to your friend.
Well, you have to be.
Absolutely, and you should, and you're right. But anything like that happens, boy, you can see friendships turn south real fast.
What if it's a situation where the kid was pulling the dog's tail or something, so the kid's kind of provoking the dog, and the dog attacks it. Now, both of you have to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's tricky, though, because, you're going to have to figure out who's paying for the medical bills. Should it be the parent or should it be the dog owner?
Mm-hmm. A lot of good questions.
If the dog was chilling and the kid walked up, and I'm just kind of, the kid starts pulling the dog's tail and the dog snaps, just reacting like a dog would, whose fault is it? The kid's pulling the dog's tail. You don't pull animals' tails.
I agree, but at the same token, if the dog would bite a kid, you got to tell somebody, hey, don't bring your kid around because the dog may bite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, did the dog just attack the kid?
Yeah. Did the kid have sausage hanging out his lip?
Was he covered in sausages, Kevin?
That I don't know. Wasn't in the text message. It's a good question, though. And a positive call out to the Miami Dolphins yesterday. People are saying, what about that? Give them a shout out. Yeah, they did very well. They went to San Francisco and they put a whooping on the 49ers, 43-17. Fitzmagic, 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Dolphins now 2-3, and they play a terrible Jets team. That if they lose that game, we need to call them out for a bad reason. They're going to be playing Sunday at Hard Rock. The Jets, I think, are 0-5, and so the Dolphins likely going to go to 3-3 after next week.
You don't want an 0-5 Jets to beat you. The fans, they might have something to say. They might be speaking.
That would be tough. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. All right, anything else to throw in here? 877-979-WRMF.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
It is one of the most talked about movies going on now because we're just in a weird place here with this pandemic, and a lot of the movies now are just being released right to your homes. And Netflix, boy, just how they have gone up. And I was looking, too, because they had released that whatever Grandpa movie was. Had De Niro, whatever, this weekend.
I saw that.
And I do not think that it did very well. And I think it did defeat Tenet, but Tenet had not really done very well. I mean, so far, I don't think you've got any kind of success to talk about at the box office.
Yeah, War with Grandpa got $3.6 million.
Yikes.
And, if it had De Niro in it, that was probably his whole salary.
And I don't know how they're making any money, and I don't think they are. And somebody had hit us up. We talked about the War with Grandpa on Friday, and somebody had seen it that was listening to KVJ International, and they had said it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think if you're seeing a movie right now, going to the theater, and here's the thing, they're going to get the reputation that these movies. Tenet was the one that they thought might be good. That might be the one that maybe was okay, and I don't know. But it still didn't really do well, Tenet. Made $2.1 million. I know it's been out for a little while, but it's fell way below the expectations they were hoping to see from that movie. And that just might be it. Any movies you see really now, at least until Christmas. I think then they're going to start doing the Wonder Womans and some of those. But at least until probably Christmas, they're probably mediocre to the point that they're like, all right, who cares? We don't expect this to do great anyway. So they're going to release some flops. And then they expect people will come out for the Wonder Woman. Would be my guess. So a lot of people are releasing, movies right direct to streaming or online. And I mean, now how genius does Adam Sandler look with his movies that are coming out? Because he's got 10
picture deal.
10 picture deal
Yeah.
he done with Netflix for a ton of money, and he's been cranking out a lot of product for them. And it seems to be good enough. I mean, Adam Sandler,
he's good enough.
It's a weird thing. I don't know of anybody else that creates the genre that Adam Sandler does. He's had a couple of movies that, to me, really hit, and I absolutely do love. I love.
But he's got a few stratosphere.
Happy Gilmore,
Yes.
Billy Madison. Okay,
Right.
The first, I would say, 5 or 6 were really, really in the pocket.
Absolutely. And now, the best way to put Adam Sandler's movies is, you can poke holes through them like crazy. There's a lot more bad than there is good, but they're almost a vehicle to maybe get you to laugh 3 or 4 times, and they call it good, and that's it. And Hubie Halloween is the latest, and I think it was last week or the week before they put out the trailer for it, and people are like, this looks so terrible. It looks unbearably bad. And, the thing that's kind of neat that he does, he has his little clique of friends. There were people that he was on Saturday Night Live with or other comedians. And so he's always rewarding them. Vanilla Ice is in a lot of his stuff now. He's kind of in that clique.
I mean, I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. I really do love, so many of his movies are amazing. And he's just a naturally funny guy. And he comes off like a likable person. If you just see him as Adam Sandler.
Yeah, if you are on Netflix and you look, it's Halloween, it's Adam Sandler. He's got that deal with them anyway. It looks like one of the biggest pictures that you have there. It's trending. It's on there, what they recommend.
Okay, I would totally watch this. Hubie Halloween.
I watched it this weekend.
How was it?
So like I said, I love Adam Sandler. The feel of it is good. It's a good feel for a Halloween movie. I just hated his character. I could barely understand a word he said. It's one of those kind of voices, and it's really tough to understand what he's saying. There's some funny parts in it. I think it's more directed to younger kids. It's got a good Halloween feel. Was it hilariously funny? Not really. It was okay.
Is Rob Schneider in it?
He is in it.
Of course.
He's not. You're not going to love him. He's not.
It's
awesome.
another insignificant part.
He's a big part of it, but he's got a good storyline in it.
Never mind. I'm out.
I don't know. It's definitely not Happy Gilmore. He does do a lot of callbacks to his old movies, though. I don't know if you remember in Billy Madison, where he's got some callbacks to that movie. He's got some stuff to Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched it last night with my family because my son Cannon had seen it on TikTok, and apparently it was going crazy on TikTok. He's a 12-year-old boy. Yeah, and so he wanted to see Hubie Halloween, and he knows The Water Boy, and he loved that. I showed that to him. My son loves football, and so that kind of worked, but he liked it and he laughed. And I think that the bar is set lower, especially with kids, and it does have that Halloween vibe. It's like a PG-13, basically. There's like one bad word in it.
I think that age will like it. I really do. But I think if you're used to Adam Sandler movies like the Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, you'll watch it and go, all right.
What I'm seeing on a lot of people who've seen it already, right now, if you're looking at the top 10 in the USA today, it's number 2 on Netflix, Hubie Halloween.
It hasn't really, it captures Halloween. It just, the storyline's just kind of dumb, Virginia.
You know what? I enjoyed it. It was a nice ride. It's cool. It's all centered around Halloween, so it fits. It's a town that everybody would love to live in.
The town was cool looking.
It had a good feel to it. There were about maybe 3 or 4 times watching it that I laughed, and it was, that's pretty funny.
Did you like his character?
No.
Terrible.
This is what people are saying. Even Michael's like, yeah, he went back to his baby talk character. And they're good. That seemed to be a bad move.
But it was,
if we could find the lovable loser without having. It
was like Waterboy, but even worse. It was Waterboy. You couldn't understand him.
Yeah,
it ruined the movie. I hate to say it, but
yeah. Claire said I could barely understand him. She said I love Adam Sandler, but I thought this was not a good movie.
Why does he do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think it's good.
I wish somebody
does
would.
nobody tell him? Like, does he have too many yes men around him?
Yeah, there's Tim Meadows and like David Spade. Oh, do the baby voice, Adam. It's great. Everyone loves it.
I wish somebody'd have an intervention. You'd be like, look, just try to dial in and find that niche, whatever it is, another voice.
If it was a side bit character where he just came in and did like a and then he was out,
you could take a little bit.
You could take that,
but when the whole movie's riding on that character,
he's the main star of the movie, and he's talking like that. I had to rewind it. I'm like, what did he say? And I'm like, this is too much work.
Yeah, it is. I don't have to rewind stuff.
Marion said it was funny, but something I could only watch once or twice, and. Yeah, and it's something where on Halloween, we see with our one viral hit that we had, you do something that is around the holidays and it hits.
It does.
It's a smart move. You look at the holiday movies, because if it gets in that cycle of things that people every year they will put on, just think of all the residual money you can make for, talk to Mariah Carey. Talk to these people that do something that is based around tapping into nostalgia and the good feelings and the vibes around the holidays, and you've got a winning product. And Hubie Halloween might be one of those movies, because it's not a great movie. It's really not. But I think a lot of people would admit it's really dumb, but it's got a good feel. You ever had that where the movie makes you feel good?
Okay.
It does make me feel good. Critically, you can pick it apart. There's one part where even my son was like, hey, wait a minute, weren't they just chasing him a second ago? And now he's like, what happened with that? So the plot fouls are so egregious, a 12-year-old will pick up on it.
Yeah, if I had to give it a grade, I would say for 12-year-olds, a solid B. For adults looking for a Happy Gilmore, you're going to go in there and it's going to be a D.
It's a D.
It's a D.
It's a D, but there are 3 to 4 amusing parts in it.
And if you like Adam Sandler, there's the randomness in it, so you'll get all that.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it is. So if you've got, like I said, I'm happy I did it. It was time well spent. They do the movie in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So it's not some kind of drawn out like, oh my gosh, make this thing end.
That's how I know I'm getting older. I like movies under 2 hours.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, okay.
It's the right length. It's just what you want. We had a great family time with it last night. So I'm glad that we did it. It was time well spent.
Grandpa can't sit too long on the sofa. He's got to get up for his circulation.
Yeah, I got to go eat my prunes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, coming up here in a second, I got a fun little movie game for us. It's the Unconventional movie description game here. It's a new one I'm going to try out. What we're going to do is you're going to write down your answers, and I'll give you an example. So this is kind of like an unconventional way to describe this movie if you were telling it to somebody. So you got to kind of like figure out through this cryptic phrase that I have what movie I'm talking about.
Oh, I like that.
I love new games.
It's fun.
For instance, man cries over a bloody volleyball.
That is
Castaway.
Castaway, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That's why you get to write it down. So you get a second to think.
Yeah. Sweet.
And that one is a softball. That's an easy one.
Literally.
Well, it was a volleyball, so.
Not
But
literally.
it's soft.
No, not literally.
It's softer than some balls.
Okay. Okay. Already regretting this game. Is it possible to regret a game before you play it?
Yes.
Okay.
On
all
this
right.
show?
The unconventional movie description game is next. Okay, got to have something to write down with here on the unconventional movie description game. I can bring Denny's in here. He can play along with you as well. I gave you the example of how we do this. It's an unconventional description for a movie, and you got to tell me what the movie is. Like I gave you the example for the movie Castaway, describing that as a man who cries over a bloody volleyball. Well, there's a lot more to that movie, and that's not really even a great way to describe it, but that's what makes it unconventional. All right, so let's see how you can score here. You're going to be writing your answers down here.
Okay.
The first movie I've got for you in the unconventional movie description game. Grandma tells a group of strangers about the time she slept with a bum. Grandma tells a group of strangers about the time that she slept with a bum. Or I would say a castaway, going on the movie we just talked about. Grandma tells a group of strangers about the time she slept with a castaway. There was a boat tale. All right. Let's see if anybody can get that one. Like I said, I'm going to make them tougher here. Okay. All right. Time is up. Virginia, what did you write down?
Overboard?
Overboard.
I don't know.
Okay. What did you write, Jay Bird?
The very overrated Titanic.
Oh,
Denny's.
Titanic.
Wrote Titanic. That would be correct. Titanic.
You helped me out with the castaway part.
Yes. That's a better representation of that. Okay. All right. We got Jaybird and Denny's both with a point here. All right. Next up, unconventional movie description. Girl kills local, steals her shoes.
Girl kills local?
Girl kills a local and then steals her shoes. Girl kills a local and then steals her shoes.
What the hell?
What movie am I talking about here? An unconventional movie description for what movie?
So she killed a female.
A girl killed the local and then stole her shoes. Denny's over there very confident.
Oh,
like
he's
got
very
this.
So smug.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
is.
Oh, yeah.
you look just like Kevin.
Okay. All right. Time is up.
Virginia looks like her brain is bleeding.
I got nothing on this one.
Denny's, I'll let you start off.
Wizard of Oz?
Dang!
Jaybird, what do you think?
I know what you did last summer, even though I know it's wrong.
Virginia?
Nothing.
Nothing. Denny's got it right. It is the Wizard of Oz.
Damn, Denny's.
He's got both correct.
Home run, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's crushing it so far. All right, next up here, unconventional movie description. Former lovers rekindle their passion through a mutual admiration for natural disasters.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Boom.
Former lovers rekindle their passion through a mutual admiration for natural disasters. All right, what is that unconventional movie description? Jaybird is over there very confident.
Very.
Time is up. Must put your pens down. Bird, what did you write?
Only talking about Twister.
Okay, Virginia, what did you write?
I wrote Twister and Joe versus the volcano.
You got to pick one. Which one?
Twister.
Damn it.
Okay,
I got
Denny's.
nothing on that one.
Really? Okay, it is Twister. So that means that Jaybird and Virginia get a point on that.
I love that movie, but that movie is pretty cringy. It's
movie's rough.
It's good, but
It's so unrealistic.
It's rough.
When the Twister hits the barn and they come out unscathed.
The renegade, just the tornado people with their
There's
lingo.
all kinds of farm equipment flying by them and nothing hits them.
It's awesomely awful.
Okay. All right, we got a tie with Denny's and Jaybird. Can Virginia get back into it?
I don't think she can, Kev.
Confidence is riding low.
Okay, let's see if we get any separation here. And the game ends on the unconventional movie description game. A marriage is saved because of terrorists. A marriage is saved because of terrorists. What is that unconventional movie description? What am I talking about here? A marriage is saved because of terrorists. Okay, Jaybird wrote down pretty quickly. He's done. All right, Virginia, we'll go back to you. What is the movie?
The only thing I can think of with terrorists, Die Hard.
Okay. Jaber, what did you write?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother, father, Die Hard.
And Denny's?
Oh, I wrote True Lies.
True Lies. It is Die Hard. Oh. Jimmy gets a point, and Jaybird gets a point, and Jaybird wins the inaugural game 3-2.
Woo, woo.
Hot hand today.
Dang.
Woo, yeah.
This guy can't be stopped.
Get that dance.
Can you please stop pelvic thrusting? That needs to be stopped.
You're right, it does.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, this is tough stuff. I don't know if you saw the photos of this. There was a crane that was moving a shed into a neighbor's yard in Fort Lauderdale, and it fell through the roof of the home.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was moving the shed right into the neighbor's backyard when it toppled over for unknown reasons.
Oh.
You ever seen they have like those flatbed cranes on the truck?
Yes. Maybe it wasn't like weighted down properly, but I mean, that is a major insurance thing. They're going to have to pay to replace that house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the family who lives in the home luckily was away on vacation at the time. And the firefighters were able to get the dogs and cats from inside the house.
Wow.
The crane operator only had a minor scrape to his arm. And they're trying to figure out why exactly that happened. But you're right, it could have been a lot worse.
Dang.
But yeah, tough to have a crane drop through your house. Yeah, listen to this. There was an 11-year-old boy. Boy, this kid is setting himself up for an impressive life of crime. Already at the age of 11, he got taken into custody for stealing a school bus.
Oh, kid.
And then taking on a high-speed chase with police in Louisiana and wrecking the bus.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, how about that, huh? Yeah, he crashed the bus into a tree, took out a gas line. Amazingly, he wasn't injured.
Amazing.
And they asked him, they said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I don't know, man, just had to do it."
Yeah, that kid immediately needs to be shipped off to juvie.
Wow, he's 11.
That's going to be tough.
There's a racist Karen that went viral last week after she threw her own dog at this guy.
And then didn't he keep it?
Yeah, he kept the dog, and he says that it's doing well under his care, so good for him. If you're going to throw your dog and use your dog as a weapon, you don't have the right to the dog. I'm going to take it.
110% agree. I would take the dog, too.
What a maniac.
Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's got great hands. He caught it.
Aw.
There's a woman from Canada who stole 2 artifacts from the ancient city of Pompeii in Italy 15 years ago. Have you ever seen Pompeii? It's amazing. It was a volcano that erupted, and the flow was so fast that you can see people frozen in time and like faces of horror as they're trying to run from like...
No way.
Wow. It's pretty amazing, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the city of Pompeii covered and everything was so well preserved because the volcanic ash just went right over top and homes and everything else.
That's a tough way to go, man.
It is, yeah.
Not only would it be painful, you also, people, centuries can see your horror.
Absolutely, yeah. You could see, like, it's faces of death, literally, as you can see that, what it was like. And so, there's a lot of, interesting stuff going on there with that. But this woman from Canada, she went and took 2 artifacts. So you can imagine, she claims that they cursed her and she actually brought them back. She said, yeah, you're not supposed to take stuff, clearly. She did. She said since she took them, she said, I had breast cancer twice. My family also had financial problems.
Wow.
And almost from the day I took it, my life was just a wreck. And so she took them back and said, I got to get rid of this juju.
Cursed.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Mm-hmm. Pretty insane.
I do not want to be frozen to death.
No, it sounds awful.
There is a woman who is a total beast. She took the bar exam while she was in labor, gave birth, and then finished her test right afterwards.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. She's from Chicago, and I know for a fact women from Chicago are a little tough.
You married one.
Yes.
They do not play.
They just are cut from a different cloth there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They are just some tough ladies. And finally, Natty Light I don't know. Would you trust getting on a natural light plane?
No.
I don't know either.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
Well, how many natty lights have I had? If I've had a few, I'll get on the plane.
They're going to take you on a flight to nowhere. Yes, you actually just get on the natural light plane. You go up in the air at 30,000 feet. You fly around for a few hours. You drink enough natty light to retch in the toilet, and then they drop you back off at the same airport.
I think that's actually a fun concept.
I think it sounds stupid. I would not go.
I like it. I think it's a home run, Natty Light.
What a waste of time. No.
I think that's fun.
It sounds ridiculous.
What's the difference between that and doing the same thing on a boat? It's the same concept.
I guess.
You're flying around in the air and floating around in the water.
No, I jump in the water when I'm boating. I have all kinds of fun experiences. I snorkel.
Jump out in the air.
Yeah.
See what happens.
You do some skydiving out of the natty light plane.
The dumbest idea I've ever heard.
I don't think it's... I actually really... The more we talk about it, the more I love it.
Could you maintain a constant stream of natty light barf as you were jumping out of the plane? Just see this trail of gallons of natural light coming out of your mouth.
It'd be an amazing video.
It'd be an amazing video. I can see why they would want to do this. They say the total cost is $25,000. Do you know how much natty light you could drink for $25,000? I think you could have 8 million cans of natural light for $25,000.
Okay, let's take away natty light. Let's say your favorite drink. That's who's hosting the whole plane thing. You and your
or whatever your
Corbell.
It's a Corbell plane, and you
it's a byway.
Corbell.
Whatever you drink, whatever the witch drinks, whatever
Dom
potion you're
Perignon.
into.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, and then you fly around with your friends for 4 hours, and they fly you right back down to where you land. I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. They say if you want to enter the contest, you go onto social media with the hashtags Natural Flight and Contest. Tell them where and what you'd name your private jet if you had one, and you can get all that great stuff from Natural Light.
I'm kind of shocked the witch doesn't like it.
I just want to go somewhere. I mean, what's the point? You get up in a plane, you just fly around, you don't go anywhere.
You talk to your friends, you have some good laughs, you make memories, get a fun buzz. It's an experience. Is that enough reasons?
I guess I'm just mad because I want to go somewhere.
Okay.
Can you go now?
Gladly.
And you taught me something last week, Virginia, like the Michelin star.
Yes, it's about food ratings.
Yeah, the best restaurants in the world can get a Michelin star. And
or multiple.
Or multiple, yeah. And now Burger King in Belgium wants one.
Oh, Belgium, Burger King, you're adorable.
Last month, they started lobbying for one as a marketing stunt for their new Angus burger. And the Michelin Guide actually sent 2 reviewers to Burger King anonymously to review the food. And Burger King will find out next month if they actually get a Michelin star.
I think that's funny.
That's the big one.
Do you know how hard people work to get a Michelin star? I mean, it is tough.
Isn't there another star too? Isn't there a couple stars you can earn?
Like Zagat
That's
or whatever.
the one.
But Michelin is your creme de la creme.
That's the gold of them all.
Yes, baby.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. And that is your whacked out news. Who is ready for some groceries?
Whoop, whoop.
The KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway. So easy to sign up. All you do is go to WRMF.com, register to win, then listen for your name, 9 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Call back in 10 minutes, and you got $200 in free groceries.
97.9 WRMF. It's the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway.
And right now, we are looking for Rosemary Suarez of Jupiter. All right, you've got 10 minutes. You got to call us back. 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763 to claim your $200 in free groceries. Again, we're looking for Rosemary Suarez of Jupiter. 10 minutes to call to win with the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway, sponsored by Scott Smith Injury Law.
Good luck from 97.9 WRMF. 97.9 WRMF and another KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway winner.
I just love giving away $200 in free groceries, and what an awesome way to start off a Monday. Rosemary Suarez, how did you feel when you heard your name called over the radio? Hello, Rosemary?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
I was sitting here like falling asleep at my desk, and all of a sudden they called my name, and it woke me right up. So, thank you so much.
I get it. It's Monday morning. I go, oh, wait, was that me on the radio?
I was just sitting here scrolling through Facebook doing absolutely nothing.
We had all kinds of free time to just call in to win $200 in free groceries, Ed.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I love
I'm
it.
fired now.
No, you're fine. Don't worry.
Getting promoted in this show.
That's right. All right, Rosemary, you got $200 to go crazy with at your local grocery store. Have fun with it, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys. You guys are the best.
All right, get back to Facebook.
Very kind.
We love you.
All right, thank you. We love you too, guys.
I love it. Just do a little doom scrolling on a Monday morning and boom, $200 in free groceries. If you want to be like Rosemary, you could go to Facebook or just go to WRMF.com. That's what I would like, $200 in free groceries. You put in your name. The whole registration takes a matter of seconds, and then you just start listening to the radio. 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., 2 more chances to win today. Hear your name and just call us up. It's that simple. And you can get the $200 in free groceries brought to you by Scott Smith Injury Law. Thank you very much about that. Well, Rosemary is very happy today, but what I want to do is see, is there anybody out there who's actually cried about something small this morning? Aww. This isn't something that's a major life problem that's going on, but just something small that maybe you made the most glorious cup of coffee and you were so excited about it. You got in your car, you rushed out, you got about 3 miles from home and you realized, I left that thing on the counter. And then you just burst into tears.
I did that this morning.
Yeah.
I left my drink at home right on my Mountain Dew fridge. I didn't cry.
You didn't? No tears?
Very close, though, Kevin.
Okay. Well, we're looking for anybody that was actually brought to tears.
You live close enough. Why didn't you go get it during the dirt?
Because I love the dirt.
He didn't want to miss it, Virginia.
Yeah, that it's riveting.
He did not want to miss it. So now it's Monday morning, and we've got people all over the place here. Rosemary Suarez of Jupiter, she is having a great Monday because she just won $200 in the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway. However, it's Monday. It's just tough to get going. And if you got any kind of speed bump that hits you on a Monday morning, tears just might come welling up in your eyes. It's just tough. So have you cried about something small already here on a Monday? Somebody texted in and said, I was having a horrible morning. My dog usually takes my shoes and hides them when she knows I'm about to leave. And this morning she brought them to me. And when her eyes told me that everything were going to be okay, I cried.
Oh, man.
That's so sweet.
That is, animals can make you cry. When they have almost like a human moment with you, tears can come.
I cried because my 5-year-old wants to wear the same rain boots with every outfit every day, even though we have bought her several pairs of nice shoes.
Stop buying the shoes.
Okay, I get that. Somebody else said, I actually cried over the price of my dental work today. Open it up and boom.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because dental work is ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else texted in and said, I already cried this morning. Apparently, I found out all my coworkers met up for a picnic, and I was the only one not invited. Oh, that's sad.
But what if we find out that person's a jerk, though? There's a reason why they weren't invited.
It's still sad because they're having a moment. They're finding out they're a jerk too.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't know that you're a jerk or an idiot or you're mean, and somebody tells you, and then you have a moment of clarity.
That's why you weren't invited to the Kevin Ralston picnic this weekend. Me, Denny's, and Suits had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
It was a great.
Yeah.
I spent enough time with you at the grocery store.
I actually had a great time with you. I want to do it again this Saturday.
I'm booked.
So he said, I cried this morning already because I can't get this sifter clean. It's been days of trying to get flour out, and finally I gave up and threw it in the trash and started crying. I got a lot of other stuff going on, but this is the straw that broke the camel's back. It is amazing because usually that's what it is. It's something else that's bigger, and then you're going, am I crying because I can't get flour out of a sifter?
Flour took you out.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Somebody else said that I'm in the middle of packing to move in 2 days. I'm watching a crazy toddler and my dog decide to swim in mud that's in the backyard. Turn from brown to black. And so I had to stop packing and toddler taming to give this dog a bath. There was so much going on, I just burst out into tears.
In front of the toddler.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that gets you there. Absolutely.
I teared up a little bit today. That third dirt, it finally got me, Kev. It was all my soul could bear.
Why don't you go home and get your drink then?
That's what happens. Somebody said I just walked into work and I looked at how much work I have and it was just too much to accomplish in 2 days and I'm expecting to all get it done in one and I just
frustration, tears.
Yeah,
that can happen.
Yeah, that's tough. Somebody else said I cried because I got in my car and I put my mask on and drove a couple of miles before I realized that I was wearing it. Okay.
Well, at least you were double safe, I guess. You were safe with yourself.
The whole mask thing has been something that has caused a lot of confusion. Boy, I've gotten into that situation where either one, I've had it on my face and forgot, and I'm wearing it around, being like, why do I still have my mask on?
Or get to a place and forget your mask.
You would think I should be getting better at this point in the pandemic. For some reason now, I think I'm getting worse.
Me too.
With the mask. And I think it's just because we're in this place where at first it was so new and I think that everything was so elevated in our concern for the pandemic. And now we're getting to a point where things emotionally feel a little bit more lax, even with the mask. And I just noticed out walking around when my wife and I were doing our weekend walks, at first, about maybe 75% of people were wearing masks, then half. And I saw maybe in 2 different walks, maybe 2 masks the entire time. I would say it's down to less than 10% of people I see wearing masks right now.
We have people in the building now not wearing masks.
Really?
Yep.
I went into, because we're Martin County. I'm on the cusp, so I went in to pick up a pizza, and nobody was wearing a mask.
You're seeing it less.
And the guy saw me in a mask, and then he put a mask on because I think he felt uncomfortable. But it was weird.
Well, someone came up when we were doing our little TV commercial. Someone came up and started talking to us, and they had a mask on. We didn't have a mask on, and I didn't put one on, but you did. Kevin didn't put one on, so it was this awkward.
It was so awkward.
It was like, do we put a mask on? Now if I put it on now, it's too late. I've already given you potential whatever.
They're wearing a mask, but yet they wanted a knuckle bump. I was like, what's going on?
And I always knuckle bump. I'll never deny a knuckle bump.
So confusing, because you're trying to remember all this stuff all at once as life is happening around you.
It goes too fast. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Have you had it where, so especially if you're at the grocery store and one of the employees is talking to you, and you start talking, but as you're talking, the mask falls off completely, and then you're just spitting on them.
Yeah, it really is just kind of crazy. And then there's a CDC study that came out that showed that 85% of COVID-19 cases were people who often or always wear masks in that. And so they're like, well, okay, so 85% of these people who are getting the COVID cases are wearing the masks anyway. And they say 3.9% of those testing positive never wore masks.
Has anybody shared a used mask with a loved one?
I've had to, but it's gross.
But you say you've done it?
I've done it. I've shared one with the kids because they never have their act together.
Yeah, 2 different times I was at a place and my wife said, do you have a mask? I'm like, gosh, no, twice this weekend. I forgot my mask and I had to wear one that she has, but she's just reusing it. So.
Full disclosure, I've shared Denny's mask before.
I'm not surprised. You guys share underwear, which to me is a little odd.
We shared underwear when we were roommates together, and it was never underwear where I took off my body and gave it to him. It was always washed.
Whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't lie about that. But if I had to wear dirty underwear, I'd be honored to wear Denny's underwear.
You would, huh? Okay.
Yes.
So it is a crazy, confusing world out there. So I get it. There's definitely, I think just everything with 2020, even if things have been going well, it doesn't take much. Any little thing could throw you off and tears are going to well out.
How's Cannon doing with the whole virtual? Oh, he's not doing virtual. He's going to.
He's back.
Yeah.
Is he loving it?
Yeah. He seems to be doing great with it.
How many kids?
I know we're loving it, so that's all that matters.
Is there more than 10 kids in his classroom?
I don't know what the number is. I think it's just a few. I think it's less. I don't have an exact head count on it. But I think that people are still very hesitant on that. I don't know what happened with Broward. I think that they kind of reopened on Friday, and I heard that only about 20% of Broward students were expected to return
Really?
on Friday.
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all kinds of articles. Of course, you can't trust anything you read.
Is it politically motivated?
Well, obviously it is, but people are talking about getting all panicked about the second shutdown. Are you hearing anything about that? A second shutdown?
I think people are looking at the European cases and seeing what is going on over there, and they're trying to see if it's something that'll happen again. The World Health Organization, they are now, and again, this information's been all over the place. Like we said, it's the 3-word, the 3-letter places. World Health Organization, WHO, CDC, confusing everybody. Now they have said that they're against using lockdowns to stop the spread of COVID. Dr. David Nabarro from the WHO said that the lockdowns are just making poor people an awful lot poorer. So
I think he's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's making desperate people sad and more desperate, and that's scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's it's all kind of confusing what's going on.
I just can't do another round of Virginia law. My heart can't take it.
Our governor has said that we are not doing the lockdowns again.
It doesn't matter what the governor says. It matters what Virginia law says.
I got the antibodies, at least for 3 months.
You and your anti-arrogance, your antibody arrogance is just...
I do have it. I know I am arrogant about it.
She kind of... She does. She walks around a little bit like, yeah, I have the antibodies.
Oh, yeah.
Look out, Corona, in your
3
face.
months, bruh. 3 months.
It's BAE.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I get all freaked out when I go in the store. I'm like, get your mask, get your hand sanitizer. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to be freaked out anymore.
You're going to start seeing that of the people that have had it. Yeah, they'll have that antibody energy.
She's got it.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of looking down on me and Denny. We haven't had COVID yet.
You're not in the COVID club.
No, you're not.
I don't want to. Do I want to? I don't even know.
No, I think ultimately you don't want it.
You don't want it because you don't know what kind of COVID you're going to get. Are you going to get the kind that puts you in the hospital, or are you going to get the kind that you don't know you don't have it?
The different loads. Right?
The load, yes. How much of a load can you handle?
Well, and the other thing too is just the weird effects. I came through it, had it. I don't have anything that I know of that's lingering.
What if it comes back that it likes to take out people with one kidney?
Yeah.
There it is. There is that horrific negative comment we needed.
I'm just asking the medical questions that need to be out there.
Or what happens if I just get it and I'm just like Kevin or you didn't even know you had it.
Shake it
going
off.
down to the Keys, going to wherever the hell you went to. Was it Mississippi, New Orleans? Where the hell did you go?
You don't even pay attention.
I do.
Some people are saying that they have lingering effects. Memory loss, confusion, grasping for everyday words is one of the things that some people are finding.
You already had
I know.
that.
What if you had that before COVID? It makes it tough for people like
you
me.
were born with COVID.
You definitely had COVID, bro.
All right. Why don't you pipe down?
Grasping for words.
He got COVID at 4.
That is you. He had COVID 8 times.
Oh,
People
right.
go walk to him. You had COVID, right? No, I
Definitely.
didn't have COVID.
You too, Ralston?
They're trying to get him in one of those after you had COVID, like studies.
Right. I know somebody that had COVID about a month and a half ago, and they still don't have their smell back.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Smell is overrated.
Get out of town.
Taste is the one that you don't want to lose. If I have to lose smell or taste, buy smell.
My sniffer is how I get through life. I'm like a bloodhound. If I didn't have my nose, I'd be dead in a week.
Most times when people say, ooh, you smell that? It's not about good. It's about bad.
My nose brings me to safety. It just figures it out. I'm like Toucan Sam up in here. Following.
Mm-hmm.
Following.
You need a tissue.
I do, yeah.
I was going to say, so you got something in there.
I have COVID. Funny
He's
enough.
got blockage.
Watch, I have COVID during this conversation.
Somebody texted in and said, my friend is a first grade teacher in Broward County. She has 17 students, but only 4 came back on Friday. And I know they are talking about doing the staggered stuff, but yeah, that was even for parents that, your kid could have gone back, only 20%.
I think you're going to see, just like what happened in Palm Beach County, like at first it was a trickling, I think 40%. And then now it's up a lot higher than that. I mean, people are scared at first. They want to dip their toe in the, shallow end and get in slowly and figure it out. If you're afraid of COVID, you don't want to throw your kid in the deep end and just go, bye. Mm-hmm. Some people are afraid of it. Some people aren't.
Well, they were saying that the older students are more likely to stay home. Just 9% of seniors were expected to come back.
Seniors rule, bro.
Yeah, they're like, I'm done.
They
man.
weren't going anyway. It's
Yeah, a
senior
lot
year.
of those kids, they just want to be in their bed.
Did you go your senior year?
Mm-hmm.
Mags told me that a lot of her friends, they weren't afraid of COVID at all. They just liked chilling on the sofa with unlimited snacks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's pretty much it. All right, coming up here on the KVJ Show, I believe that we might be playing a little round of One Note Name That Tune coming up here in just a bit. And something else that I find that's kind of fascinating as well. I know a lot of people are struggling financially, but there are some people that are not. They call them whales, and they're so happy the casinos are back open. What some casinos will get for you if you're what they call a whale. And I guess a whale is somebody that drops a lot of money at the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading this kind of like thinking this article about what they will do for somebody that is a big roller at a casino.
we've seen people like this that just go in there and drop like $2,000 a hand.
Yeah.
And they sit there at the table for hours.
Yeah.
I could not believe that. That one time we went.
That guy was spending $25,000 a hand. And I remember they were from here in West Palm. We were in Vegas. And I wanted to watch a football game. My Buckeyes were playing. He's like, go to my room. I went up there. It was the top floor, a view of all of Vegas, hot tub right there. It was the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life up to that point.
So this person clearly killed people. They mafia style.
Maybe. I think it was his girlfriend was a competitive fisherman.
Oh, yeah. Easy to take the bodies out there.
That is a gig right there. I know somebody. They make millions off of fishing. What?
And I remember when we got back to West Palm, I went and checked out his apartment. I'm like, dude, you should have been taking that money and investing in a house. He lived in just a
basic apartment.
Yeah.
That's so weird. So he goes to Vegas and he's a whale, and he comes back to the Palm Beaches and he lives in a basic apartment.
He's a minnow.
It was interesting. Yeah. I was very intrigued by that as well. It was
that
surprising.
just tells me you're not doing something right.
There's something shady going.
There's
There's something not right going on here.
Something's not right.
Yeah. So what are they doing to land these whales? I know we got a couple big casinos here in South Florida. I got some interesting stuff for you coming up.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to KVJShow.com and click KVJ Gear.
Talk a little bit more about just every day. There's new information about what is going on with the coronavirus and the new regulations and whatever it is that we're doing. Every day I hear a fascinating story, and what kind of got my attention today was some of the lingering effects and the effects that some people are saying. And there's kind of like a neurological type thing that some people are just feeling like later on that I still haven't been able to collect my thoughts, or I have little brain farts here and there, and that feels like it's just kind of like somebody said I feel like I'm on anesthesia.
Interesting.
Yeah, that kind of feel. And I talked to somebody else that about 6 weeks to 2 months past it, and they still don't have their sense of smell back. And Donna said, yeah, my daughter got COVID in July, lost her sense of smell, and is just now getting it back.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are some of the interesting things. I mean, this is different than clearly an average cold, or even different than the flu. It's just different. And there are a lot of things to know about it. And every day we're hearing something different from the people that are supposed to be giving us the guidance. CDC and the WHO have been all over the place.
If you could still have your taste buds working, would you be bummed out if you couldn't smell anything? Would that affect you?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have that. Yeah, I mean, if it's yes or no, yeah, give me smell.
It's kind of like one of those things. Okay, if you had your pinky toe cut off, you're bummed out, but it's really not that big of a deal.
No, I don't know. I like my smell.
Okay,
it's good.
All right, it's higher.
Keeps me out of stinky situations.
The smell's higher than a pinky toe, in your opinion?
No, I'd much rather keep my toe and give up smell.
Oh my gosh, totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
Which wrong again.
Can you imagine if that'd be a side effect of COVID? Your pinky toe falls off.
Oh my
Damn,
gosh.
they didn't tell us that one.
Yeah, just for no reason. That'd be kind of crazy. Somebody, Sean, wanted to know, has the Queen worn that mask she found on the ground a few weeks ago? Oh, yeah, she has. It's in rotation.
I blocked that story out because it was
that's why I was scared when she had to give me a mask. I'm like, this isn't the one you found on the ground, is it?
That's so gross.
It's really rough.
She's like, I washed it in bleach. She's like, why is there a problem? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like it was used for something else.
It was. It was on the ground.
Right.
It was a rejected.
It's not that somebody just
trash
accidentally dropped
mask.
it. They really wanted it. It's like they used it to wipe up something that was so hideous. They didn't want it around them anymore, so they threw it on the ground to just get whatever that substance was away from them.
And how do you know that person didn't have COVID? You're basically just getting a COVID.
Well, she did take it home and wash it, so that's good.
But how do you transport it? You put it in a bubble? What do you do?
She put it in a Ziploc. Remember, she brought a Ziploc with that purpose.
I feel like none of that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna block.
She
COVID.
planned ahead of time to pick up this dirty mask.
Yeah, she saw it on her walk one morning, and then the next morning she came back with the plastic bag and snagged it and brought it home and washed it.
Do you feel like sometimes she's doing that just to get a reaction out of you?
Sometimes I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, she at least once a week seems to have something that I just cannot believe that I'm just like, you have to just be pushing my buttons.
And for that, I respect her because it's always good to put a little fear in your man every so often.
Yeah, you can never get settled.
You never know what she's going to do. And that's the worst thing you can be, girls. Predictable.
Yeah.
Don't be predictable. Be a little crazy. Keep him on his toes.
Yeah, this is a great PSA of why you should not get married.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, keep him on his toes.
Make life interesting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it so easy.
What did you say? You never quite get comfortable, is that what you said?
That's kind of it, yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun, man.
You're just, as soon as you kind of like start to settle back in and be like, okay, then there's some kind of like curveball.
That's what you said. You never feel like you're ever quite settled. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking for that kind of whatever.
Well, then you better start dating dudes.
I date anybody.
Definitely keeps life exciting. There's no doubt about that. But I got to tell you, the one thing that she called me out on, because I'd sent her, I'm like, hey, I want to get this, a couple of Miami Hurricane shirts. I'm like, these are cool. And she's like, yeah, the one is cool. Had Sebastian, the mascot, on it. The other one said Los Hurricanes. I'm like, oh, I love that kind of thing. Like the Hurricanes, but it's Los. It's Spanish, It's a little tribute. I'm learning Spanish.
You have. You've been really putting the time in.
I have, yeah.
Because you really would love to be bilingual.
I would. That's one of my goals.
You married a Mexican woman. You're trying to be in it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to be able to do that. In fact, I don't know what happened. Something happened to my TV, and it's now on Spanish.
Perfect.
And everybody in the family thinks that I did it on purpose, and I didn't. I don't know why it's in Spanish, but nobody believes me. I'm like, I swear I didn't put it. They're like, yeah, you're trying to learn, and now you broke the TV, and now I'm getting blamed for why the TV's in Spanish.
That's amazing.
I'm like, I had nothing to do with this. So she had told me, she said, gringos shouldn't be wearing the Los Hurricane shirt because it looks like you're trying too hard. They're going to think you're dorky. And I was like, she said, it's kind of cringy. She's like, we see through the act.
I respectfully disagree with the queen on this one.
Yeah, so I asked, I'm like, okay, is the Mexican queen right on this? My Mexican wife says the Hispanics will think that I look like a dorky gringo for wearing
some Hispanics, not all. Some will be like, yeah, let him rock it. But some will look at you and go,
but that's with anything you do in life.
Trying too hard.
Anything in life, you're going to have that.
So I asked the question. I said, is she right? And 62% said yes. You will look like a dorky gringo.
She's helping you out.
Okay.
If you care about the opinion of Hispanic people around you and you want to look cool to them,
okay,
she's helping you.
Okay.
Twitter's wrong, and I think the Queen's wrong. I think Virginia's wrong on this one, too.
And all Hispanics are wrong.
No, I'm not. I never said that.
Said by the gringo.
I never said that.
Well, it's 62%. That's a pretty convincing number for me.
Pretty big Hispanic constituency.
4 people voted.
No, we're well over 120.
He's just mad because he got it wrong.
So
he wants to poo-poo on it.
No, just because Twitter says something, it doesn't mean that it's right.
Just say these words. I'm wrong again.
I will never say that to you.
I'm wrong again.
I am not saying that to Virginia.
I thought this was kind of fascinating. There's an article on what it takes to land a whale. I'm not a gambler. I don't know. A whale is a high roller at a casino, apparently, and they will do anything to keep them there and to keep them gambling. In fact, they said that they have a list of high rollers, and there was even one person that worked at a casino. They were lower on the totem pole, and they found out that one casino had actually thrown away their list of high rollers. They sent that grunt out to dig through all the dumpsters of this casino, and that was their job, to regularly go through and try to find their list of high rollers, and now they shred them because they were getting their list and then going after them and saying, you should come to our casino. If you do, we'll give you ...
Wow.
And apparently if you walk in there and you're spending some serious money, they will do anything to keep you happy and to keep you gambling. And it's really kind of crazy. One host at a major Vegas casino said that one whale was wrangled there by ordering up a special French bulldog that they wanted with a special eye color. And they tracked it down.
Wow.
And brought in the dog, so it was waiting for him when he came in to gamble. And his wife wanted a particular handbag. They went and got it within an hour. And gave it to her. And those French bulldogs, those things are not cheap. I was talking to somebody, dropped $7,000 on theirs.
Yeah.
$7,000.
What's that word? Bougie?
Bougie.
Yeah, it's a bougie dog.
Dang. It's like, that's pretty crazy. They say, yeah, it's some of the stuff that goes on. In fact, there was one casino that went out and got Colombian hookers and drugs. And I guess that's not according to their guidelines. And they found out. Spent 6 figures.
Is that in the employee handbook?
Apparently the police found out about that one. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So, yeah, they say that a whale typically is dropping about 30 to 40 grand a roll at a craps table. That's what it would take.
30 to 40 grand a roll, like every time you roll the dice?
Yes.
So if you're dropping that kind of money, that means you're going to win big. That's why they do it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you play big, you win big. They lose big, and a lot of them have that kind of money, and they're just like, because, they always say the house always wins. So I think they walk away dropping a ton of money, but they are people that want to be treated well.
And like your guy, I mean, when he's in Vegas, he lives like a king. And maybe it's the fantasy of all that. Maybe they live like a king for a weekend and then come back to your basic ass apartment in West Palm Beach.
Maybe, but I think a lot of these people do have just money. And they say some will drop millions in a weekend going to a casino.
Moly.
Yeah, that's just crazy, isn't it?
I would never.
Yeah. All right, anybody got the story you want to share? 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. You can always hit us up here at the KVJ Show.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after-the-show podcast. Watch or listen on KVJShow.com.
The After the Show podcast is on the way. You can watch it live here in just a little bit after 5 minutes. It's going to be popping up on Facebook, also on YouTube. You can watch it there or get it on demand anytime you want on the free 97.9 WRMF app. Our podcasts are all right there for you to listen to. We got the regular show. We got the After the Show. We got Jaybird's Weird and Whatever. So there's a lot of stuff for you to listen to there. So go and check that out. Before we get to extra bonus KVJ for your Monday, Jaybird is going to wrap things up here with his thought for the day.
A murderer will kill you. A thief will steal from you, but you'll never know where you stand with a liar.
Oh, yeah.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on KVJShow.com or SoundCloud.com/KVJ Show.